The United States is weighing new sanctions on Myanmar to pressure the country's military leaders to restore democracy after the coup in February. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the situation has got worse. Mr. Blinken was speaking in Malaysia on the second leg of his Southeast Asian tour. Melissa Gold reports.
Now, it's U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's first visit to Malaysia as part of his maiden tour to Southeast Asia. Now, Secretary Blinken lamented that 10 months after the military coup, situation in Myanmar has worsened. More needs to be done.
I think it's going to be very important in the weeks and months ahead to look at what additional steps and measures we can take individually, collectively, to pressure the regime to put the country back on a democratic trajectory.
While the U.S. has imposed some sanctions and regional bloc Asean has drawn up a peace roadmap, the generals, however, have shown little sign of changing course, despite sustained diplomatic pressure. Malaysia Foreign Minister Saifuddin Abdullah, meanwhile, said there's an urgent need to return to the 5-point consensus. Asean, he said, cannot hold on to principle of non-interference blindly.
ASEAN should also look at the principle of non-indifference, because what happens in Myanmar is already getting out of Myanmar. It has gone to Bangladesh, and Malaysia is now hosting close to 200,000 refugees from Rohingyas.
Secretary Blinken also said that the U.S. is also actively looking at whether the treatment of the Rohingya Muslim minority in Myanmar constitute genocide. The group faces widespread discrimination in Myanmar, and hundreds of thousands fled to neighboring Bangladesh in 2017 following a military crackdown. This may see the military junta being hauled up by the International Criminal Court. In his meeting with his Malaysian counterpart, Mr. Blinken said ASEAN and the U.S., he said, shared similar vision for the region, one that is free, open and prosperous.
Where countries work together on the basis of mutual respect, they'll have a hand in charting their own futures.
Now, he also emphasized that any conflict in South China Sea, which China claimed most of it, should be resolved peacefully in accordance with international law. Melissa Goh, CNA, Putrajaya.